Have you ever noticed your cat acting restless, hiding more than usual, or suddenly refusing to eat, and wondered why? Many cat owners assume these behaviors are just quirks, but in reality, they are often signs of hidden stress that your feline friend experiences every single day. Unlike dogs, cats are masters at hiding discomfort, and stress can quietly build up in ways that are easy to miss. Imagine walking into a room and feeling tense, yet unable to pinpoint why. That's exactly how many cats feel in their own homes without us even realizing it. One of the biggest culprits of this silent anxiety is their environment. Cats are creatures of habit who thrive on stability and predictability, so even small changes in their surroundings can trigger worry. Something as simple as moving furniture, adding a new appliance, or even bringing in a fresh plant can disrupt their sense of security. Another subtle but powerful source of stress comes from noise. While humans may barely notice the hum of a dishwasher, the buzzing of a vacuum, or the distant chatter from a television, these sounds can feel overwhelming to a cat whose hearing is far more sensitive. What we consider normal household noise can be alarming and exhausting to their nervous system, leaving them tense and on edge without obvious signs. Unexpected encounters with other animals can also add to this strain. Even if your cat rarely ventures outside, glimpses of birds, squirrels, or neighborhood cats through a window can spike adrenaline, causing a state of constant alertness. Over time, repeated exposure to such stimuli without an outlet for energy can accumulate into chronic stress, affecting their health in ways you might not immediately notice. Daily routines that seem harmless to us, like being brushed roughly or having their space cleaned too often, can also become sources of anxiety. Cats value control over their environment, and when that control is undermined, even unintentionally, they may respond with irritability, hiding, or changes in appetite. Some cats internalize these feelings, becoming withdrawn or showing subtle signs such as excessive grooming or sudden aggression. Feeding schedules, litter box placement, and even the type of litter you use can impact their comfort level far more than most owners realize. A litter box that's too close to a noisy area, or a feeding spot near high traffic zones, can make your cat feel vulnerable, intensifying stress that builds quietly over time. All of these seemingly minor factors, environmental changes, sounds, other animals, and routine disruptions, combine in ways that quietly erode your cat's sense of safety. The challenge is that because cats are so adept at hiding discomfort, owners may not connect these behaviors to stress at all, assuming everything is normal when it's not. By learning to recognize the hidden stressors in their daily life, you can begin to see the small signs they give, from subtle body language to changes in appetite or grooming, and take steps to reduce tension before it escalates into bigger health issues. Understanding these hidden pressures is the first step in helping your cat feel truly safe, relaxed, and happy in a home that they can fully trust. Even the smallest changes in a cat's daily life can trigger stress in ways that are invisible to the human eye, and one of the most overlooked factors is social interaction. Cats may appear independent, but they have complex emotional needs that require careful attention. A household that seems calm to us may actually feel unpredictable or threatening to a cat if interactions are inconsistent. For example, sudden bursts of attention, petting, picking up, or even playful chasing can overwhelm a cat who prefers to approach on their own terms. On the other hand, complete neglect can make them feel isolated and anxious, creating a sense of insecurity that lingers throughout the day. Another hidden stressor is the scent environment. Cats rely heavily on smell to interpret the world around them, marking territory and sensing potential threats. Cleaning products with strong fragrances, new perfumes, or even the lingering smell of another animal can create confusion or discomfort, subtly raising stress levels. Even a new household visitor or a change in the scent of a family member's clothing can make them feel unsettled, triggering hiding behavior or sudden irritability. Diet is another surprisingly significant contributor to daily stress. Cats are creatures of habit, and abrupt changes in food type, texture, or feeding location can cause anxiety. A cat that once ate calmly in a quiet corner may start pacing, meowing, or refusing food entirely if these routines are altered. Beyond just nutrition, mealtime becomes an anchor of predictability that helps them feel secure, and disrupting it can make them question whether their environment is stable or safe. Physical discomfort, even minor, is also often a hidden stressor. Cats are notorious for masking pain, whether it's from dental issues, digestive discomfort, or arthritis, and the constant unease can affect their mood and behavior. Unlike humans, they cannot explain what hurts or why they feel tense, so stress manifests as restlessness, withdrawal, or irritability. Environmental enrichment, or the lack of it, plays a role too. Cats are naturally curious hunters who thrive on mental stimulation, so a lack of toys, scratching posts, or interactive play can create boredom that slowly transforms into anxiety. Conversely, overwhelming them with too many new stimuli, like a cluttered room or excessive noise, can be just as stressful. Even visual stimulation, such as a window with a busy street view, can spark excitement that leads to tension if they have no safe way to observe or escape. The accumulation of these subtle stressors often goes unnoticed because each one alone may seem harmless, but together they create a persistent state of unease. What makes it more challenging is that cats rarely exhibit dramatic signs until stress has built up to a point where it affects their health, behavior, and overall happiness. By paying close attention to how your cat reacts to social interactions, scents, diet, minor discomfort, and their environment, you can begin to see the invisible threads of stress that weave through their daily life. Understanding these hidden pressures not only allows you to adjust your household and routines, but also strengthens the bond between you and your cat, creating a sense of trust that makes them feel secure in ways that go beyond food and shelter. The more you recognize and address these subtle triggers, the more you can prevent stress from silently eroding your cat's well-being, turning everyday life into a calm and joyful experience for both of you. One of the most surprising sources of daily stress for cats is something most owners never even consider: the subtle tension created by human behavior. Cats are extremely sensitive to body language, tone of voice, and even emotional energy. A household filled with hurried movements, raised voices, or unpredictable actions can leave a cat constantly on edge, even if nothing seems overtly threatening. They absorb the emotional climate of the home, and anxiety or frustration that we carry unknowingly transfers to them, creating an invisible layer of stress that builds day after day. Another overlooked factor is the layout of their living space. Cats need vertical territory as much as horizontal, meaning shelves, cat trees, and quiet high spots are not just luxuries, they are essential safe zones. Without adequate places to climb or hide, a cat can feel trapped in their own home, leading to restlessness, irritability, and even aggression. Litter boxes are a critical part of this equation, and yet they are often placed in inconvenient or noisy areas. Cats are meticulous about their bathroom habits, and a box that is too close to a busy hallway or a loud appliance can cause them to avoid it entirely, creating stress that manifests in both behavior and health problems. Even lighting can play a subtle role. Harsh fluorescent lights or sudden changes in natural light patterns can disorient cats who rely on consistency to feel safe, making them hesitate to explore or relax in certain areas of the home. Beyond physical factors, interactions with other pets, even friendly ones, can be a daily source of tension. Sharing space, food, or attention can trigger competition and anxiety, particularly if one animal is more dominant. Cats may pace, hiss, or hide to cope, yet owners often interpret these actions as mere personality quirks instead of signs of chronic stress. Routine disruptions like visitors, renovations, or travel compound these issues, making it difficult for cats to maintain their sense of security. Even something as simple as a new piece of furniture, a seasonal decoration, or a change in household routines can create a lingering sense of unease that affects their behavior long after the change occurs. The key to helping your cat thrive is understanding these hidden pressures and taking proactive steps to minimize them. Providing safe spaces, predictable routines, calm interaction, and attention to sensory details can transform a stressful environment into one that feels stable, secure, and enriching. The difference is remarkable. A cat that once hid under the bed, refused affection, or showed irritability can become relaxed, playful, and affectionate when their environment supports their natural instincts and emotional needs. By addressing the subtle, often overlooked stressors that affect cats every day, owners not only improve the quality of life for their pets, but also strengthen the bond and trust that make companionship truly rewarding. Remember, a cat may never vocalize their stress, but their behavior speaks volumes if we learn to listen carefully. Observing their reactions, providing comfort, and adjusting your home to respect their natural preferences can turn anxiety into calm, turning your house into a sanctuary rather than a source of tension. Ultimately, understanding what secretly stresses your cat is an act of care, love, and respect that pays off in the form of a happier, healthier companion who feels safe and valued in every corner of your home. If you are benefiting from our topics, please subscribe, like, and turn on the bell notification so you can see our new videos early.